Thank you very much, Dr. Essa Nur Libar, the Vice-Chancellor of the University of Burco, for speaking to us. Could you first tell us a brief history about the university and how it came to be?
I would like to thank first of you for CBA for visiting us in this and the time you have offered to us. In regard to your question, the University of Buraco is, as you know, is a community-led initiative which has been established and launched in 24 August 2004. Mainly, the idea was that the whole region, which is almost the second largest region in Somaliland, was not having any kind of higher education universities. For this and the coming demands and increasing enrollment of the students from the secondary schools, it became highly necessary that they should have to get a chance to get universities. So the idea behind the establishment of this university was that. Secondly, as you know, Togdel region is the largest livestock population region in Somaliland, and sometimes we call it even in Somalia. So for this reason, it was highly necessary that there should be an equivalent number of the population of vets which to be employed in different areas of the region. And without having this university, it would have not be possible. So the first faculty which has been established during the initiation of this institution was the veterinary faculty. There was 30 students, I could remember that, with 30 students which has been enrolled, and most of them, they have graduated in 2010, and they have got very good positions in Somaliland political levels and also in technical levels. So that was the main ideas behind the university. So gradually, due to the necessity of the increasing demand of the community, there have been another faculties which has been added together, and by now there's 8 faculties. And apart from that, the university has, when it has increased its capacity, they came to have also postgraduate programs, and the first postgraduate was 2018. Even though it is bit the type of programs are restricted yet due to the human resource that we have, but the initiation is important. You should have to start something, so that this kind of mastering programs have enabled us to do one of the main pillars of the university, which is the research programs. And by now we have papers which has been published by the graduates, and also there are ongoing scientific research, and especially in livestock and livestock products. So this is an ongoing, continuing process. Apart from that, Buraco University is engaged to have an impact to the community, and that was one of the main ideas which has been created for the university. We should get the reflection from the community level, so that the service we have should have to be deployed to the community, so that they get the benefit of the university. So there are a lot of outgoing research programs, and also there is outreach activities in the level of veterinary level, and also in the medical students level. So we contribute to the community as much as we could now, and also we are taking part also from the ad hoc situations, like for example when there's droughts, when there is water tracking, these things, sanitations, all these things the university is engaged in such programs. So apart from that, we have a very good linkage to the outside world, and especially we would like also to put the reflection of the university out from the in the regional level. So we have got some connections to the Arab universities. We have some connections to the African neighboring countries like Sudan, Ethiopia, and also Kenya. We have certain specific programs in European countries like the Erasmus program, which has been launched by 2018 by the European Union community. We have got also projects which is still going on but not being launched regarding the agriculture and the environmental changes, because we know that climate change is one of the factors affecting the whole world. So now we are also involved and taking a joint venture with universities in India, especially in Nepal. So we are going to have some progress in the climate change and how we could assess the impact of this.
Climate change has been a big problem to the pastoralist community and the entire world. Could you tell us how it has affected the Somali community and the majority of people living in Somaliland who are pastoralists? How has it affected its people?
In fact, and it's really that the climate change has a very huge impact to the livelihood of the pastoralists in the region. And in fact, good example is that the droughts which has happened in 2017-16, which has eradicated 70% of the livestock population, which was the real livelihood of this community. So this make a lessons which we have to do something on it, and to face that and to have some intervention with that. We have got also a department of agriculture, and there's also a department called environmental science. So this group is also, apart from the veterinary, they are dealing with the change which is happening in the environment due to the climate change. So something is practical while other is scientific. When it comes to practicality, the pastoralists, they came to know that there is a huge change of the environment due to climate change. So now they are traditionally adapting this. And apart from that, the scientific approach also is running parallel with that, saying that how they are going to conserve this to make fodder production, how to make for example, we have a village Arori area which has been it's 20 by 10 kilometers, and usually it is under the government, the livestock Ministry of Livestock. So the area has been conserved in certain period, and it has shown that a lot of vegetation has been restored back, and this is part of how we can avoid the degradation of the environment. So this will be a good example, so that we can apply into other different areas in which there is conservation of the vegetation. So usually it is a kind of a practical, so that a group of people can visit the area, and there will be a knowledge transfer from into the different other areas which needs the same things to be applied on it. So that's how we are going. And
this university has been around for 15 years now, since 2004. It has been working on matters veterinary and working with pastoralists. But what challenges do you have here at this university?
In general concept, the main thing that challenge that usually we encounter with this university is that the human resource. Each faculty or each department needs a very qualified human resource that can improve their knowledge. So one of the main things is that since we are newly born universities, and still there is little graduates, So, and it is all in the country that the human resource, which was equivalent to do the lecturing and the teaching, is still far behind. We have now engaged a lot of foreigners which comes to teach in the university, but that costs money. It costs a lot of money. But Rome was not built in a day. We are expecting those people who graduate from here, they should have to get their masters and also to get their PhD, so that it will in turn be the human resource of the university. But this will take a bit. So there are a lot of some people which we have sent outside, so that they are going to have their PhDs, so that they will come back to the university. So that's the main challenge in there. The other thing is that the trend, the international trend which is going, so that the technology which is coming new, everything, changing everything. So you should have to have an access to all these things and that usually depends on strong internets and technicians. So this is also a challenge. You should have to adapt always, every time, the technology which is day and day changing. So that's also another thing. The third thing which is that we can manage is the space. The university has less space now. Initially, when it was starting, the space was so large, but now when it was progressive, the space has been shrinking day after day. So they need an area to expand. And you know that the whole areas around the town has been occupied by some private people. So that's another area which needs to be having an improvement.
Institutions of higher learning have been quite a lot in Somaliland. There are public universities and there are private universities. As a scholar and as Vice-Chancellor of this particular university, what is your opinion on institutions of higher learning in Somaliland?
Yeah, they have done very big progress, but there are two main measurements that you should have to consider. The first thing is the quality, and the second is the quantity. When it comes to the quantity, there is a lot of graduates coming from different universities in the country, but I have my doubts that the quality is very have its concerns. So in terms of quality, in terms of quantity, they have improved a lot, but when it comes into terms of quality, it needs to revise back. The main thing is that there should be a policy which guides the universities. Sometimes you will see two universities which having the same faculty, but they have different curriculums. They have different graduation years, and they're having the same name, same brand, same papers, but they have different curriculums and the teachers are different. So that there should be a guiding policy from the national level which harmonizes what kind of product we want. That's the first thing. The second thing is that there should be an accreditation, a continuous assessment of the universities. Unless otherwise, you are just making a full packet of graduates, which doesn't make sense. The other thing is that the main issue which needs to be addressed is that we are producing a wide share job graduates. So, for example, in a year we may have 10,000 students from the university, and none of them has skills to do anything. They will come to the streets and they will go nowhere. So the main thing is that there should be some sort of skills which should have to be added to the university, so that the student is equipped with knowledge, theoretical knowledge, and also the practical skills which he may gain his daily life to work. Unless otherwise, so these areas needs to be, there should be a policy, there should be a system of continuous assessment, and there should be skills which should be added to the university.
Thank you very much for speaking to CBA. We are very honored and glad to be speaking to you.